Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 42nd President of the United States, William Jefferson Clinton.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our second annual CGI America. Thanks for coming. I look forward to the conversations that we'll have and the commitments that will be made. Let me begin by thanking our sponsors, JB and MK Pritzker Family Foundation, the Allstate Insurance Company, Dow Chemical Company, ExxonMobil, the Joyce Foundation, the Peterson Foundation, and APCO Worldwide, whose support made it possible for us to host this meeting for the second year in a row. I also want to thank the city of Chicago, whose people and leaders have embraced this project and whose willingness to work together represents the spirit of the meeting. In a few moments, you will hear from Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who has, in a way, the best announcement since the last year, because after he left the White House, when it became obvious that what used to be a bipartisan infrastructure bank was no longer going to pass the Congress, he came home and set one up here, the first urban infrastructure bank. We have a lot of mayors here today, and one of the things that I hope will come out of this meeting is a genuine interest in cities throughout the country and replicating, based on the facts of their circumstances, the urban infrastructure bank that Chicago has established. Because really that's what CGI is about. It's about people sharing ideas and actually figuring out how to do things. We, I hope, will continue to be a model at CGI America, CGI University, and our main meeting in New York, of what is working everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world you go, creative cooperation works and constant conflict fails. Constant conflict sometimes works politically, but it's a dead-bang loser when it comes to putting people to work, educating children, growing the economy, creating broader prosperity, reducing poverty. And if you look at the cities in America that are really on the move, they all have these incredible networks of creative cooperation. I actually came to Chicago when Rahm announced his infrastructure bank, and I met all these bankers and investment people and developers and people in infrastructure, construction, water lines, and I swear I had no idea whether I was meeting a Republican, a Democrat, an independent. They actually showed up to get something done. And I think it's important. I just was in Costa Rica recently, one of my favorite places on earth. Costa Rica is not a problem-free country. They have lots of problems. But it is the most sustainable country on earth. 92% of its electricity is clean electricity. The president of Costa Rica, a center-right party president, said to me, she said, you know, we probably have oil underground here, but we're not going to look. We don't want to know. A conservative said, our people are committed to branding our country and to living in a sustainable way. We're already at 92% clean electricity. We have 26% of our land in national parks, 51% of our country is forest covered, and we're managing the drug problems of the narco-trafficking chain about as well as anybody, without an army, with just a Coast Guard and a police force. She said, as a matter of fact, our only real problem is that we still import $1 billion worth of oil in the form of gasoline to drive our cars. She said, can you get me an electric car manufacturer down here? If I promise them that we'll have an all-electric car country, we'll do it, she said, immediately, as soon as and we have the extra electrical capacity to do it. And we're going to 100% clean electricity because we still have a rumbling but not quite too active volcano, so we got lots of geothermal potential. Per capita income of Costa Rica is more than twice the average of Central America. And I could give you lots of other examples. Where the reason we do this is because with all the constraints we face, and now everybody's worried about the Eurozone and problems, and is it slowing down the market here, there is wealth, potential, hard work, ability all around. And so I just want to remind everyone of that. We are here because we believe that every person's life has worth and dignity and should have the chance to be developed. And we are here because we believe the severe underutilization of human and capital resources and inequality that is greater than necessary to reward hard work, initiative, and the assumption of great responsibilities are severe constraints on growth here and around the world. In September, I'm going to make this speech and remind people that last year, 10 of the 20 fastest growing countries in the world were African countries. That's good news. Bad news is there are 48 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. So this is an American version of the challenges being faced everywhere, overlaid by the problems we've had in the recent financial crisis in Europe and the unresolved issues there. Last year was great. We came up with a lot of good ideas and some real solutions. This year, we're going to try to give you some insights into things that have been done that I hope not only to people in this room, but other discrete audiences in America will want to embrace for their communities in the next year. We're going to try to do a better job of actually replicating a lot of these things that clearly work. And anything you can do to help us, I will be personally very grateful for. There are more than 900 of you here today. That's 150 or so more than last year, working to address our country's economic challenges, representing leaders from corporations, foundations, government, including 2 members of our cabinet, 6 mayors, and 2 governors. And I am very grateful to the governors for being here. We have the Republican governor of Tennessee, Bill Haslam, and the Democratic governor of Oregon, John Kitzhaber. I thank them for coming. Now, we have already 58 new commitments that will create conservatively more than 32,000 jobs and help communities with almost 4 million people. Over the next 2 days, you'll have more. They will address issues including housing recovery, STEM education, clean energy, and helping veterans and their families. Still an unconscionable, unfathomable problem that people who are trained to assume great responsibilities at a young age come home and have an unemployment rate 25% above the national average, and we can't live with it. You'll also get some progress reports about commitments that are already yielding results, including the mega commitment made last year by the AFL-CIO and its partners. It has already created more than 1,400 new jobs, retrofitting multi-housing units in 5 states, and trained more than 200,000 jobs in high-skill construction. These commitments demonstrate that there is still a very strong commitment to the future in our country, but we have to figure out how to manifest it.